You know, before I moved away from my before I moved away from my hometown of Miami, Florida, my dad told me one special thing. He said, son, make sure that you set aside money to visit back home. I didn't give it much thought at that point because I was going to hot Atlanta to turn up. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about that, but over the years, you realize you have birthdays, weddings, childbirth, different stages in people's lives that they may want you to celebrate. And of course, God forbid, a funeral. And that's the hidden cost that nobody talks about, going back home. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you my experiences with going back home. I'm even gonna give you some prices on my recent trip back to Atlanta, Georgia, and how much that actually cost me coming back. That was my first round trip coming back to Punta Cana. I've also made this 10 times simpler. You can download my free guide to Punta Cana in the description below. Let's get into this video. Now on YouTube, you clearly have a wide selection of travel influencers that you can follow or watch, and they are going to talk about the cost of living. They're going to talk about groceries. They're going to talk about transportation. They may even compare the United States prices versus whatever country that they're living in prices as well. The list goes on. They talk about all of these things about living in the country, but they don't talk about the hidden expense of actually going back home. And you don't really realize it until you move abroad, you're happy and living your life, whether you're by yourself or with your own intermediate family that you've started. You're now abroad, you're enjoying yourself, and then you get that call. Hello?
We fucked up.
So if your life is still going back home, when you move abroad, that is one expense that you do not plan for, and it will sneak up on you. And I'm going to tell you about the prices that I spent going back to United States. Let's get into that. Of course, you know, I got my notebook handy and we're going to go over these numbers. Now, obviously you got to get there somehow. What's the best way to get there? Duh, an airplane. You got to book a flight. Now, as you all know, Spirit Airlines went out of business. And of course, just my luck, the day before I was planning on booking my trip. This significantly increased the amount of money that I would have paid for the flight. So I flew Delta and Southwest. So one flight cost me $350 and the other flight cost me $300, totaling up for a round trip from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic to Atlanta, Georgia, $650 round trip, most likely due to the time that I booked it. So don't get shocked and deterred from these prices. This is last minute type booking. So be careful of that. Next, once you get to your destination, you can do one or two things. You can rent a car, or you can get what I like to call chauffeured, or Uber or Lyft. Now, just so happens I get a discount with rental cars, but of course, while in Punta Cana, maybe about a month ago or so, don't ask me where it went. Grew legs, walked out of my wallet. I lost my driver's license. So that's a whole nother thing that I'd have to go through in order to obtain a new one. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll go ahead and just get Ubers and Lyfts throughout my 2-day stay. Transportation cost me $200 for 2 days in Atlanta, Georgia. So my Uber prices, each Uber went from $3 to $5 here in Punta Cana to more like $20 to $40. And yes, I have a $40 Uber once you go to the United States in Atlanta, Georgia in particular. Next, while you're there, of course, you gotta eat. Now, mind you, I'm not there for vacation. Technically, I was there for one event only, so I'm not eating out every single day for a weekend, partying, enjoying the sights and sounds. So this one was relatively inexpensive. For 2 days, well, not really, but 2 days, food cost me $170. Granted, I didn't even realize it. I picked up the bill when we went out to eat, so I did add that in there. Don't ask me how Olive Garden costs $80 for 2 people. It's insane. No drinks. I just seen it when I was doing the research for this video, like, man, what the fuck did I spend $80 in Olive Garden on? It's neither here nor there, but those are hidden expenses, like I said, that you would not plan for. Next is going to be lodging, your hotel, Airbnb. Me, I'm an Airbnb baby. I do hotels every so often, but it's very rare that I do a hotel. I like a homey feel, or at least a kitchen. And sometimes hotels, most of the time hotels don't have kitchens, or a regular size, standard size refrigerator. So the hotel, or excuse me, not the hotel, the Airbnb, this was by the airport. I like staying by the airport. Most of the people who I need to, connect with are over on the south side of things, and I like to just get up and go right to my Airbnb, go right to the spots. I don't need to go up to Buckhead in order to get an Airbnb because it's actually more of an inconvenience. I got to drive further. So as you can see, this very short trip, just 2 days in Atlanta. Obviously, last minute booking did play a factor in this, but nevertheless, an expense that you will have to incur. This cost me over $1,200 recently to go back home. Just 2 days in the middle of the week. This was a Tuesday to Thursday trip. Cost me upwards of $1,200. So that is an expense that you will have to think about when moving abroad. My final thoughts about this particular subject is, again, you are a United States citizen. Most of your family members and friends are in the United States. Most of us move abroad just for freedom. We also connect with new people. We learn different languages, ingratiate ourselves with the culture in which the country in which we live in. We just look for new things, but we don't want to forget about the people in which we love back in our hometowns. So you have to come visit these people. And as you can see from these gaudy numbers that I just gave you, it can be expensive if you don't plan ahead for these expenses. And that's why I'm here. And that's the lesson that I learned, is to listen to my dad and put aside just a fund, a homeward fund, homebound fund, a fund, somewhere that you can dig into, that you say, hey, my cousin's getting married, my sister's getting married, my grandmother passed away. Whatever the case may be, you have a fund that you can dig into and go ahead and make those special moments, right? And you will not have that terrible feeling of FOMO and fear of missing out. Good part about all of this is that I made a free guide that you can download in the description below that'll help you with all of these things and getting yourself started with moving abroad to Punta Cana, making the Dominican Republic your next destination. If you found value in this video, and if you enjoy videos like this, make sure that you give this video and all my other videos a thumbs up, give it a like, and also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.